Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau, Samantha Perry with you. Happy Easter if that is your ilk. And you can see here an absolutely picture perfect, beautiful day to close down a very successful championship meet here. It's closing day. We've got 11 races. That means the mandatory Rainbow Six will go. It's race number 6 on the card today. Speculating that pool will be massive, as it always is on these days, because there's a massive carryover leading into it. They're speculating $7.5 million in there, and that's coming up. We've all got tickets. Ronnie will be with us a little bit later on as well. Be with me for the opener. But let's just take a quick step back. And yesterday was a phenomenal day of racing here at Gulfstream Park. 14 races, 10 stakes, 5 of them graded. And of course, we always save the best for last on these huge days. And yesterday, the last was the Curlin Florida Derby, and we saved the best as well, because boy, did fierceness show up.
Yeah, it was, first off, just good job to everybody who made this day just
yes, well said.
without a hitch. It was a great day. Everybody was home safe. Everybody, it was just a great job to all of our camera guys and everybody in the press office. They just did phenomenal yesterday. So hats off to you guys. We couldn't do it without you. And the horses put on a show, and like you said, Fierceness just put a bow on the day. We knew that if he showed up, he would easily win the field and beat the field, and I just didn't think of how easily he was going to do it.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal performance. We'll show it in the lightning round. 110 buyer, if that's your jam. Regardless of what is your jam, it was a freakishly fast race. Right. The gauntlet has been thrown down. The favorite has been announced now for the Kentucky Derby. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. Nobody in the country has run remotely close to what that was yesterday. What that means, well, now, 34 days from now in the Kentucky Derby and the Run from the Roses remains to be seen. We know the Florida Derby just 1 year ago was a very good precursor to the Kentucky Derby, with Mage winning, parlaying a second-place finish into a Derby victory. We'll see how it all shakes out, but that is the definitive effort. No ifs, ands, or buts about it so far. There's some heavy lifting in the Bluegrass, and, of course, our sister race, the Santa Anita Derby. The Bluegrass is shaping up to be a banger of a race, but boy, oh boy, did Fierceness throw it down yesterday, and we'll just have to see. Very exciting, and very exciting for you and I and Ronnie, everybody, just to see it up close and personal here at Gulfstream Park, too.
Yeah, this is 2 years in a row now for us, so it's fun. And what's also cool is, Todd Pletcher usually stays a couple weeks, and lucky for me and maybe unlucky for you, you don't have to drive, but going up there and getting to talk to Todd before shipping to Kentucky is always fun, and just seeing how the horse came out of the race and stuff. So that's always exciting.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Todd will look to win another Derby. Did it with Always Dreamin', winning the Florida Derby, and try to do it again with the 2-year-old champion Fierceness, who is front and center now in the crop as we go look towards the Run for the Rose. We'll get all to it a little bit later on in the lightning round. We'll show it to you as well. But the opener on this 11-race card, we're fast, we're firm. We've got the Tapeta. It's a phenomenal day of racing. The Rainbow is an absolute beast. But let's get into the early pick 5 here, which is the cool thing about the early 5 is it's going to end right before the Rainbow. Right. So hopefully we can get a winner here or two.
And you put the money over.
Exactly right. You can pop that right back into the Rainbow. Let's take a look at my ticket. It's pretty tight and condensed. I've got a couple singles in here, and it's a $12 ticket spreading in the first 2 races. In race number 2, the top pick is the 4. That's a big number. Joe from Kiev will show you a replay there. In race number 3, it is the 3 Broderie. I don't really see that one getting beaten today for Fernando Abreu. And in race number 4, we've got the single of Worship for Team Cassie, who threw Set out there again to win another turf race in sharp fashion. And he's a real player in the 3-year-old turf division now, off that scintillating maiden win last time. And then in race number 5, the 8 Irish Heartbeat for Mike Maker. We're going to try the Tapeta off, an encouraging turf debut, just $12 in the early 5. Let's get to the opener now here in race 1. A few changes going on in here. The 4 Sarah's Dream is out of this race. Scratch the 4. Irad is going to ride. Irad Ortiz Jr. is going to ride the 2 Big Bouquet of Roses, and Angel Morales will ride the 7 Church Girl. So a little bookkeeping there. Pete's upstairs, of course, to run you through that before race 1. But let's get into it here. You are on the 2 Big Bouquet of Roses, going to add Lasix and going to drive. Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is a drop or not. State bred maiden special weights, because there are open company here in this optional maiden optional claimer.
Yeah, and this was my average shot before the scratches, before we got IRAD. That's completely blown out the window now. Lasix goes on for the first time now that this filly's 3 years old. She ran a really solid race on debut here. The next 2 races after that, I think, took it a little bit out of her. Now she's had some time off. You can see right there something went wrong, and that was excused by her 2 performances. And I think that she's going to be better this time around. Another trainer who's had a fantastic championship meet, Dave Fox.
Yes, well said. I was looking at Thursday's races and doing the line, and the form now is adjusted, and you see the 2024 stats, no longer the 2023 stats. Dave is about 24% on the year. Phenomenal championship meet. One of the guys we get to see all year round here as well. I scratch into the 6, Olivia Sparkle. I did have the 4 on top, but no doubt that the race with Lasix on the dirt last time was just a huge step up, and she's clearly the horse to beat.
Yeah, it is. The only thing is that she's also had a few chances, but excuse the turf effort. I think that the blinkers being on, I get she drifted a little bit last time. I don't think that they're they're not gonna make a huge difference, but she's a big player.
What about the 1? You talked to Mike Yates about this horse. She's got some speed, it looks like.
Yeah, she does. So she was working with a starter from Parks that he had on Friday night to put the cap in a Rainbow
Emily's,
6.
Right?
Yep, Emily's on Fire was her name. She ran second. That was she was beaten by a Terry Pompey second-time starter that Ron had to close out the Rainbow 6, and she worked good, and I think that that Emily's on Fire was a maiden claimer, but now this filly is in against main optional claimers. This is a tougher group, but if she breaks and goes, there's a work back in late February that was really, really good, so we'll see.
Yeah, homebred for Stonehenge. Always good to see horses like this not in for a tag. Obviously they like her a little bit, and you had the long shot that day on Friday in that race, and she did run very well. Up against it on the inside the entire time and kept fighting. Early pick 4 time in race number 2. I'll show that ticket a little bit later on. We are on the turf here, $25,000 maiden claimer. 3-year-olds here going at it. It is a clean field of 11. We're kind of sort of all over the place. It's kind of sort of that race. You are on the 3 Whiting field, going to get back to the turf for the first time now. Rohan off the claim with IRAD. Look out.
First off the claim for Rohan. He's been so good with this move, and even this week he had a winner with the same situation. This horse has speed, and you've got to use it. The rails are at 66 feet for this race. That's such a speed favoring. It's hard. At least it's hard to do work. If you have a devastating turn of foot, that's going to be hard. So pay attention to that today.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think you're going to need to be close in these kinds of spots. Let's show the replay of Joe from Kiev and Immortal Lion. They are the 6 in the 1. Now this is Joe. I've got Joe on top in here. He's down inside. Immortal Lion is the 1. We know the Ramsey Silks in there. He's been claimed away since that start. I thought Joe from Kiev at about 1,000,000 to 1 in this race. Actually had a little bit of run. He never really got to show it. Immortal Lion trying to come through. I don't think Immortal Lion had a lot of run. I also don't think he wanted to come through. Joe's got some run, and now when Joe gets to the inside, he was fighting here. I know he's a huge number. He's not my official long shot today because it's an admitted stab. I like a horse a little bit later on that'll be a little more of a proper long shot. This is a stab for me, but you've got the 3 on top, who I've got in second, and is the horse to beat. The point to me is they're not all that far away from.
Agreed.
Joe's 15 to 1, and he might be longer than that. So that's kind of what I went with here. It could be a little bit of a spread race. Sir Mendel for Riley. Riley's got 2 of these horses. I want to talk about him quickly. He's got the 5 Speed Reader and the 6 Sir Mendel. Riley doesn't win with first-time starters. He doesn't win at all first turf. These horses got beat up, but they have, quote, fast figures because they're maiden special weights. I admittedly never know what to do with these horses.
Yeah, I saw a couple of works with Speed Reader and Sir Mendel. They worked together. I prefer Sir Mendel. He was working a lot better than Speed Reader. Speed Reader's got legs taller than me and is very just lanky, and you just kind of look at the mile and an eighth right there in front of you that they debuted him. He maybe needs 3 miles. So Sir Mindel is the one who I want between the two.
Might need to jump over things as well. I want to mention this quickly as well. Speed reader Jose Ortiz. Jose 91 wins, Paco 89 wins. So there's some drama there. Irad's gone, we know that, but there's some drama there to be second. And both of those guys, regardless of how it shakes out in the 11 race card, the championship meets from start to finish for Paco and Jose have been
amazing,
really amazing. And we golf clap to them for sure. Race number 3 now. State bred optional claimer, fillies and mares 4 and up. We'll go 6 on that fast main track. Wow, you don't have Broderie on top. That's good, at least. So defended for Iniel Cordero, who gave it a run with LaDon Bro yesterday in the Derby.
Yeah, you look back at the dirt race. It was in October, but it was a good one. To be honest, I don't have any strong opinions in this race. I was playing the early pick 5, this would be an all race for me. I don't trust anyone here. I think that this is a filly that can get back on a good trend getting back to the dirt.
All right, she's going to have to improve. Broderie's the house horse here.
I
mean, if Broderie runs her last race, she'll win by 6 lengths. Can she? I don't know, but boy, it was a phenomenal effort.
It was.
The rest of them they're pretty slow. She's 6-5 for a reason,
right,
in a spot like this. Good one. We got good maiden special weights here today, and the fourth is one of them. We're on the turf. We're going a mile. Firm turf. The rails are at 10 feet in this one. These are 3-year-old fillies going at it. A full, robust field of 11, and you are on the 3. Leo Toro. I mean, why wouldn't you pick this horse, or kin to Rotown?
Exactly. That's the moneymaker right there, Rotown. Yeah, Brian Lynch trained Run for Row, the Dam. He's trained so many members of this family. She's working well, and look at all the works on the page. She's not going to be a short filly coming into this mile race. It's hard to debut going 2 turns. It really is. And this is not going to be easy for her, but she's working big, and just don't ignore her.
Yeah, none of them won on debut. That's what, and Brian's 5%. So to me, I was like, we'll get this horse next time, and we'll follow her a little bit. But the family's pretty good. The Dam actually did win on debut. It was via DQ, though. She was 2 for 18. But Rotown, as we've said jokingly, but it's the truth, she runs on anything. Dirt, Tapeta, long on the turf as well. Whatever they want her to do, she does it. Let's show you Worship. She's going to be a real short number in here. Daughter of Distorted Humor. They paid $450 for her. We're going to show you the start. You can't do this when you're going 5 on the turf, but we're going to show it to you. She's all of a sudden, it's not there off you lose, but it's not any good either.
No.
When you're breaking down on the inside here, you can see we know those Gary Barber colors, the pink here. But here she is on the outside. Going to take her a little bit, but when she levels off, she's only going to be beaten 3/4 of a length in here. They bet her, and she was 5-2 from the rail in a 10-horse field too.
She ran huge here, and if you keep watching this, her gallop out was massive. My comment on her was she needs a mile. She wasn't 100% fit. Oh, sorry, I thought I had a sneeze. And I just think that this is perfect. This is going to hit her right between the eyeballs. And Mark Hasse, he doesn't win with first-time starters, not typically.
No.
She wasn't 100% cranked up for this.
Yeah, she's going to be a massive favorite in a spot like this. Turf Rocket, you're going to have to. I mean, you don't have her on top, obviously, but boy, I don't know.
No, but she did not want to be where she was last time. It says checked incessantly. I don't think that it was checking. It was just she was so rank, and Paco, she's got a short neck, and whenever they throw their head up like that, it causes you to get down in the saddle, and so he was just bouncing off her saddle the whole time. You just got to go with her.
Yeah, I have rank and resenting it being down inside. I think that's more what it was.
Yeah.
Well, where is she today? She's down inside. So
she's just going to have to break and go if she can break.
Yeah, Kate's Charm, Candy Landy, the 6 and the 8, they all make sense, at least underneath. If Worship runs her race, she's going to win. It's as simple as that. But she is trying 2 turns for the first time, so that could be a little bit of a monkey wrench in there. One more before the Rainbow. We're zipping along here a little bit because we want to get plenty of time for what is a difficult Rainbow 6. There's no doubt about it. Here's another one of these good maiden special weights now. This one on the Tapeta here for the 3-year-olds. We go 5 furlongs. Couple of scratches in here. Notorious, the 6 is out, and the 10, Embrace the Dream, is out as well. We both land on the 8, Irish Heartbeat, who ran well enough on turf behind a buzzsaw for Mark Hennigan. Bonus move.
Yeah, I like this colt a lot here today. Now we'll get on the Tapeta. That doesn't bother me at all. I feel like this is a horse that can handle it. It was
Yeah.
a good debut, a really good debut. I liked him at the sale. I like who sold him at the sale, a woman named Julie Davies. She sells some good horses, and he's got the start out of the way already.
Devil in disguise underneath for you. George Weaver first, or George 21% on debut.
Yeah, and you have a Misael
Yeah.
aboard. I feel like this horse is going to be on a send mission.
Yeah, Hyro's a great gate rider, and she's got some speed. You can't play test factor. They're going to, but you can't because he doesn't want to win, I don't think.
I don't think he wants to go. I think he wants to go 2 turns. So as
Wow,
soon as this horse
okay.
stretches out, yeah.
And the horse that beat him refuels okay last
Yes.
time, but he's failed at 30 cents and 70 cents on the dollar, and he's going to get hammered again today. He's just the type of horse you got to fade. Arrogancy is, to me, is stepping way up today.
Yes.
If he hasn't, he's 0 for 7 with 7 unders. I don't like that.
No.
At all. All right, 5 down. Now, when we come back, it's rainbow time. We both got tickets. Ronnie's got a ticket as well. It's a phenomenal sequence. Millions on the line. Mandatory day. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with you.
And they're off. But Elite Power does it again in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Eddie O'Manic has taken the lead, but it's going to be Eddie O'Manic. Cody's Wish takes the lead. Cody's Wish, a national treasure, coming down to the line. Thank you, Cody, and thank you, Cody.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. It's closing day and it's mandatory Rainbow 6 day, and we've been humming along here because we want to get to this sequence. It's a good one. We've all got tickets. We're speculating 7.5 million. We'll see what it all told. The carryover in and of itself is almost $1 million. We'll start with the ladies first. We'll take a look at Samantha's ticket first, and then we'll thumb through the other two as well.
$72 play for me. You see the single there, race 7, that is Military Road. Race 8, just too deep for me, but I do have the 10 on top, Fluid. Race 9, I don't have a strong opinion. I'm going to go back to Classify and hope that he can get back on track. Race 10, the 9 on top for me, that is St. Pat's Day. And the finale, 3 Braid on top, a $72 play for me, Brian.
I like it. There's not a lot of you're going to see my ticket here at 120. It started at 300 and I had to shave it down. We don't have a lot of the same here. We have dueling best bets as well.
Yeah.
Because mine is Big City in race 7. I am with Samantha spreading in race 8, but she doesn't even have my top pick. It's that type of race. I've got, well, she didn't have the 3, Wild Lucky. Maybe she had the 2, April's Demonte in there. Race 9 is too deep. That's the one I had to really cut down. Diamond Cool is my top pick. That's the one I don't think you had. I wanted to go 5 deep in there.
Yeah.
Race 10 is impossible. I went with Wide West, but I don't love her. It's a spread race for me. And in race 11, I've got her picks, but I've got the 4 Tremonte, the 3 Braid, and Creed's Gold down on the inside stretching out.
Yep.
Team Cassie's got a couple of them today. You're doing the same thing I'm doing in race 6. I didn't want to pick Farbridge. Did you pick Farbridge? You're spreading too.
Yeah, I'm spreading.
Okay, so this is a fascinating race to kick off the rainbow, where it's an optional claimer for the 4-year-olds and up. We go a mile and a 16th, a long shot scratch of the 2 Safe Conduct. Napoleonic War is out as well. He was a player in here. It marks the return of the Grade 1 winner Farbridge, but both my partner and I are against him. Lucky Score came out of the stakes yesterday to run here today.
Yeah, I think that's encouraging. I like the fact that this horse is going to get 2 turns here. This is a race that lacks speed. I just, there's no speed in here at all. And the rails are at 66 feet, so who's going to be close? Well, Lucky Score has not shown a lot of semblance of speed, but maybe you can excuse the last couple efforts just because of the type of races that they were.
Yeah.
The works on the Tapeta have been quick. I just hope for a break and a be up close.
I think did I shortchange Ron? I want to show his ticket, too.
Okay.
We should have shown his first. Guys, bring it up, because Ron's the guy that hit for 3,400 on Friday. Well, you and I are swinging and missing here. So let's just take a quick look at Ronnie's ticket. And, of course, he'll be with me here as well in the opener and certainly for front and center in the Rainbow. He's going to single my horse, too, Big City now. I think we both have the same best bet. He keeps stealing my best bet, but that's when you print early. That's what happens. And then he's spreading a little bit later on. So this is an 86.40. It's double his 43.20. If you were with him on Friday and with us, that's when he hit for 3,400 on a 43.20. So you can see it there. And, of course, we're going to send these out, and we're going to talk about it a lot throughout the day and certainly prior to race 6. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Back to this race now. This is my long shot, the 5 California Frolic. This horse ran pretty well two-back. This is a classy race. He probably doesn't stack up, but he's going to be a price. Juan Avila, it's good to see him back here at Gulfstream Park now. He takes over. He's 6 for 18 with newcomers in the barn. And you know what I like, Samantha? This horse last ran on January 27th, and then he was at Tampa. It tells me Juan's had him for a while, and he's got to work with him for a little bit.
Yeah, he does. This is a very high percentage barn at Monmouth. Whenever I was there, it just blew up. So I think these are good signs, and I think it's a good sign that they bring the horse over here to run.
Far Bridge, let's show it now. He's a grade 1 winner. We're going to show you the Belmont Derby. The majority of his heavy lifting was done all against 3-year-olds, though, okay? He is 2 for 2 here. He is a horse that I can guarantee you his connections have designs on him winning serious graded stakes races on the grass this year. Well, all his good work has been farther. It's been against 3-year-olds. He has not run since September 3rd. This is at 1 mile and a 16th. The rails are at 66 feet. He does not have a lot of early speed. Nobody is arguing he's not the best horse here.
Exactly.
But if you're going to beat him and you want to really spice up your Rainbow right off the rip, today's the day to do it.
It is. And, you could play this a couple of different ways. You could play a ticket just singling him and then going a different way and then going back and playing some other horses. There are ways you could maneuver this.
Yes, and he's going to be a short number, but he does not have to win today. He might do it on class alone, but he doesn't have to. Another good maiden special weight in race 7, 1 mile and a 16th, short stretch finish line. Important here for the 3-year-olds. The scratch of the 3, My G. So Jose Ortiz is going to lose one there. Dueling best bets, late pick 5 as well. Samantha will show you the ticket now.
Yeah, it's honestly just a run back of the Rainbow here. It's a $36 play for me. I like the slate pick 5 sequence. You can, I think this could pay here today.
Sure.
And it's a $36 play, and also oh no, that's it. Yep, I thought it was the Tropical Turf Pick 3. That's next race.
No, we're saving that.
Yep,
we got
saving
that.
Yeah.
We got that going on as well. All right.
I have tickets everywhere today.
You've got tickets everywhere today. Probably lucky for everybody out there, not me. Back at it here now. As I said, dueling best bets. We'll start with your pick, and we're going to show you Military Road. He was behind Top Connor, who I believe is going to run in Saturday's Grade 2 Wood Memorial. I just didn't think this horse did any running at all. Everybody else up front was flying.
Yeah, they were. This horse was, first off, I love that he's going to go 2 turns.
Yeah.
Now. I love that. I think he ran in spots a bit. I wasn't completely sold on his ride here. I think that he shows a lot of interest, which is a good news here. He's only had 2 starts. This was just his second one. He took so much dirt. He galloped out really well that race. I just love the 2 turns for him.
Okay, this is going to be a short 2 turns, though. Don't forget.
I know.
And that's why Big City's my best bet. This poor guy just keeps finding horses 1 or 2 better. Born Noble, Speakeasy, Victory Avenue. I don't know about BU last time, but I think we're going to see him, or somebody's going to see him maybe in the Bluegrass next week. He finally decided to run for whatever reason. I just feel like we're loose in here, and it's a short stretch.
Yep. That's so true. And I think if you're playing a real Rainbow, this is a horse that you got to put in.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Barring something unforeseen. Invigorated. Let's just talk about him quickly now, the 11, who you don't have, I don't have. It's Todd, it's Irad, it's Mike Rapoli. That's great. It's all turf, and it's a bad post, too.
Yeah. Exactly. There's one work, and it was in February. I can't tell a lot from it. I wasn't really keen on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm okay without this.
Cambia Corsa, if you remember her out west at our sister track, was a down-the-hill legend at Santa Anita. That's not what we're doing here later on this afternoon in race 7. In race 8, it's the late pick 4. I'm going to tweet it out. We want to get through these races. It's also the tropical turf pick. Let's take a look at your tropical turf because my pick 4 is kind of a run back of my rainbow. Let's take a look at your TTP pick 3.
Yeah, we'll just do it quickly. It's a really player-friendly bet. I am spreading in race 10 on all my other tickets, but for the sake of this, it's an $18 play here. Get involved. I'll tweet it out as well. Very competitive 8th race to kick things off.
Good luck here.
Yeah.
We're going a mile on the turf. The rails are at 10 feet. It's a starter optional claimer, 3-year-old fillies. It is a full field. The 13 is the AE who is out. There's a lot of Tapeta horses trying the green stuff in here. And there's a reason why literally 7 of the 8 horses on your screen are different. Because it's impossible.
It really is.
Fluid, trying winners.
Trying winners. It was a good effort last time. Not the strongest race, but ran a really good race. This horse has enough speed to be involved, at least early on. Okay, the rails are at 10 feet here, so I'm not looking for a huge horse to speed pop the field. But, yeah, this is just a horse that at least has a recency.
The 2 is April's DeMonte. Got a tightener out of the way at Tampa. Good turf third last year at Churchill. Was a slow race. The blinkers were on that day. They're back on today. Fausto Gutierrez, we haven't seen a lot of him this winter. He's one of the good guys, and he's a really good trainer as well. Take a little shot there. The 8 is Boomin' Bell for Team Cassie. Going to stretch out on the turf for the first time.
Yeah, I think that's a good sign here. And that stretched out for the first time last race, and I think the tightener is out of the way.
I think we're going to try to get to the all ball in this race, if that's possible. There are 12 of them in here. It's not easy. While Lucky's run very well on the Tapeta for Gary Lee, going to try the turf now off the claim for the first time. Impossible, deep, competitive race. Should be a fascinating betting race as well, and then we love that too. Race number 9 on a fast main track, 7 furlongs here in an optional claimer for the state breds, 4-year-olds and up. It's a clean one as well. You are all the way to the outside on a horse that I don't know why Classified didn't run last time, but he did not run last time.
No, he didn't. Do you just excuse that bad race and look back at his other ones? The muddy race was okay. Bring the Band Home was impressive next time, but of course that was on the grass. So I don't know what to do with him here, but I'm going to go back with him because I just think that having a little bit of time off now is a good thing, and this is a good outside post.
Yeah, and he's been freshened, and maybe that's a good thing as well. Again, another one of these races where if you're playing a serious ticket, I've got him in 5th, but he's on everything I do. Diamond Cool's been routing on the Tapeta, routing on the turf. Just you do this a lot. It's just a fresh new face, trying something different. His dirt races are not terrible.
No.
Maybe he wakes up a little bit. At least we have some bolt interest. What do you do with double holiday fantasy now? Because if he runs back to the second to catch a Torrey, who's an absolute, all of a sudden, a freak, don't know why, that race is going to beat everybody in here.
Yeah, it will. He was just much the second best to catch a Torrey.
Right. And he was 32-1 that day. I made him favored in here, regardless of who is. He's not going to be anywhere sort of close to that. The Iceman Runneth hasn't been out since April for Safi. He's got a lot of talent. What do we see today from him? Does he need one? I don't know. This is another tricky race. What a closing day card we have as well. Race number 10 is awesome. 5 furlongs on the turf in this optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. It's a field of 10. Could go any number of different ways. You're going to be right back with St. Pat's Day. Show it, because this is, I don't know, have any idea where it came from.
I don't know.
But boy, oh boy, was it good. Rails at 66 feet, sorry.
Yeah, so this day the rails were at 59 feet. So they're even further out than this. St. Pat's Day broke like a rocket and was in this handhold remote, just pretty much the whole race. Just shook the reins at this mare here. Wide West, your top pick, just tried hard, just couldn't get to St. Pat's Day. I mean, St. Pat's Day, that was the first kind of uncocking of the stick there. Nobody caught her on the gallop out. Is she spent? She could be. If she breaks and she goes, that's what you want to see. If something is not 100% with her, she won't break today, and I'll rip up my ticket then.
Yeah, I just put Wide West on top because Wide West hadn't run since October.
Yeah.
She tried. Maybe St. Pat's Day comes back a little bit. I think in theory Wide West is supposed to move forward. I don't know what to do with the 6. Don't look back at all. She's going to be bet hard. That's great. She hasn't run since October, and the stake second was against 3-year-olds.
It was, and this seems like a starting point getting back to the races. This is a tough race because the race is going to move so fast.
Yeah, she might get popped a little bit and run off her feet. And again, as Samantha kind of hinted at, I'm sure there's a stakes race in her future very soon. 10th race is the sister race of the earlier split, maiden special weights, a mile on the turf. We're going for the 3-year-old fillies here. We do have a scratch of the 5. I let Doro is out. We'll bring a field of 10 to close down the championship meet and mandatory Rainbow Six Dreams as well. Kind of got we've got some of the same. Braid, the firster for Todd, with a nice little pedigree here.
Yeah, she's very classy too. Just compared to these horses, she's just the class of the race. She's bred well. Half to Lemon Drop Kid, half to Hawkbill, but one really good grass runner, one really good dirt runner, not so much a good stallion. But if this filly classes up like she has in the morning, she should beat these. But it's first-time starter and going a mile. It's hard.
Yeah, without a doubt. Hawkbill, multiple Group 1 winner that earned almost $5 million. Across the pond in a pretty legendary career. I'm on the 4 Tramontaine, and that's only That's only because he has a start. She has a start, and it was on turf, and it was much improved off her debut. I think that's a big positive. You've got past tenths for Tony D. Probably second off the layoff is going to help here.
Yeah, and she kind of wandered a little bit, I felt like, in her last race. Now they're putting blinkers on. I think that should help her a little bit. We'll see how much of a difference it makes.
She lost to Sweet Rebecca, who's, apparently the greatest horse in the world. I will say this, though. That was the split division that day. The other turf race was way faster.
Yeah, I agree.
It was like 9 lengths faster than Sweet Rebecca. So I'm a little leery going. Remember her because she is a really talented filly for Brendan Walsh. Just take note of that. Creed's goal. Let's quickly show Creed's goal.
Yeah, we should.
She did have a trip. I think Ronnie likes his horse as well. These are good races. Pretty Liam, Bean Pot, Artemis Sound came back to win. She broke a little slowly here. Again, we showed it earlier. Another Cassie horse, actually. We showed it earlier at 5 furlongs. You don't want to do this, but she did run on a little bit late.
She did. Rails were at 80 feet this day. She was just out of it from the very beginning. She tried hard. That was her first grass start. She can improve stretching out.
Yeah, and both of the Cassie horses in these races drew well to be down inside. They will have to work out a trip.
Yeah.
But I think we expect to see improvement today. Well, that's the 11-pack to get out on closing day here of a phenomenal championship meet. And one of the big reasons it was so phenomenal was because of yesterday.
Yeah.
Curlin, Florida Derby Day, and let's just revisit it now. We talked about it plenty. Let's actually show you the tour de force that Fierceness delivered in that Grade 1 Curlin, Florida Derby.
He broke like a rocket, took him easy, picked it up. Nobody was even close.
They were all in and out after about 5 furlongs. I know he got loose. The first quarter slow. I get all that. He did throw a 23-2 second quarter to basically just break everyone's spirit.
He had his ears pricked, too. I mean, you look at him here. Look at that. It's just, it was very impressive. You got to tip your hat. This game is so up and down, and trainer Todd Pletcher didn't look like he had, in my opinion, any shot at a legitimate Derby runner this year. And this is, you see, he's just been vindicated here.
Yeah, now he's got probably about the 9-5 favorite in a 20-horse field. Phenomenally fast on figures. Saw 110 buyer again, if that's your thing. And he heads to Louisville as clearly the house horse and the horse to beat. Another horse heading to Louisville as well, the Gulfstream Park Oaks yesterday. A little bit of a surprise.
Yeah. But
Power Squeeze, I had her further down, but boy, all she does is keep on winning.
She does. That's her 4th win in a row. She won with authority. It was good
really
for Daniel Centeno. We talked to Ori Delgado, and he said, we've been thinking about the Oaks since November.
Well, I'll tell you what, again, this is a short stretch finish line, and the Oaks is 9 furlongs improper at Churchill Downs, and that's the type of running style that's going to win a lot of Kentucky Oaks.
Exactly.
Talked about the mandatory Rainbow, a zip along here. We're thinking they've gotten 7.5 in it. Regardless, it'll be a massive massive pool. That kicks off in race 6. Ronnie's got a ticket. We all have tickets. We'll all be out here. Plenty of time to talk about that. As we've said again, closing day here. And what that means is we've cut out Wednesday racing. The Royal Palm meet will start on Thursday now. Thank you, guys. April through August, the Royal Palm meet. Thursday through Sunday, still the 110 first post. And the cards are all drawn through Saturday as well. And how about your best bet today?
It is Military
Oh,
Road.
it's the same race that I'm in.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm on the inside with Big City. You
City.
usually win these kind of battles, so
We'll
admittedly.
We'll see.
Your long shot?
It's very less than average
Oh,
shot
that's right.
now with Big Bouquet of Roses.
Scratches
yeah.
and jock switch.
Yeah.
Hurt you. I have a much proper, truer long shot to kick off the Rainbow Six as
All
well.
right.
California Frolic, as Farbridge returns, the Grade 1 winner in that race. We're done. It's the last Gulfstream today of the championship meet. We thank everybody. We'll, of course, be with you throughout the day. And, of course, Pete Aiello is upstairs to run you through the scratches and changes on closing day of the 2024 championship meet.